Bill, 24 hours out. How's the week been, mate?
The week's been really good, actually. Had a good week of training. Obviously progressed to coming up here in Brisbane. We've spent most of our time down at Century Cove, and preparations have been good, but like we know, the most important part of the week is in 80 minutes tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. So that's where all our energy is focused, and we've still got another session this afternoon to get through, and we'll be locked down for that.
All the talk's been that you've worked heavily on defence, obviously after game 2. Where were the real areas in that defence that you need to work on?
When you get 34 points scored against you in a half a footy, you probably should be working on defence. But it's the cycle of the game. It's the whole lot. Like you attack well, and that helps your defence. And we weren't at our best down in Melbourne. We're the first to admit that, and that's what we need to change. We need to change that before we can change anything else.
The forwards have copped a bit of criticism for not firing up enough. Spud Carroll said they wouldn't scare kids into Croatia, I think. But Daly said yesterday that that'll only fire them up. But have your forwards got it in them to really take it to New South Wales?
Yeah, I think so. I think it's a collective. It's a 17-man team game, and everyone's got to do their job. And we all missed our mark down in Melbourne. We understand that, and we need to rise to the occasion. New South Wales were great. Their standard of football was far superior to us down in Melbourne, and that's what we're going after. We're going after our game and trying to be at our best tomorrow night.
Would it be tempting to start Felice Kafusi because of what he brings to the table?
We're good with our 17. Look, those decisions don't have to be finalised till tomorrow, but we're very comfortable with where we're sitting.
It'll take us back to 2018 when you played next to Kalyn
Yep.
at Origin level. What do you remember from that game, and what are you going to bring tomorrow playing 2 forwards?
Yeah, I just think he's, you get him out on the field, it doesn't matter what position. He's trained in multiple positions throughout this preparation. We saw his professionalism and the maturity of him. When he came back against Canberra on Sunday, I thought he was great after a long period of time off with a foot injury. Obviously playing alongside him, being his coach, I know what he brings, and he's been great over the last 9 days.
Specifically that 2018 game,
Yep.
You're playing same field, 2 fullbacks.
Yep.
What do you remember about that experience?
Well, that was a good night for us, but he's a different player now, and he's got great defence. He understands the game a lot better now. He was still a kid back then, so just looking forward to him getting out on the field and being him, playing his type of game.
Would it be a template for how he can play with Walsh? What happened? That was a while ago, but it's sort of what
I haven't gone back and had a look at that game, to be honest. Like, this footy team is a different footy team to what it was 6 years ago. They've paved their own way over the last couple of years, and both of those guys have been involved in the last couple of years. Kalyn was extremely influential in 2022, and Reece has been in the last couple of years. So, I said at the start of the year that I'm sure at some stage they'd love to be teammates, and now they get the chance to be teammates.
Bill, there's a lot of garbage that's come.
Danny reported that you've had a bit of a rift with Cobbo, you and your coaching staff. Can you shed any light
Me?
on that?
Yeah, it's been reported.
Okay.
Yeah, can you squash that? Because I know there's been a lot come out that you've had a rift with.
I actually haven't seen Selwyn more happy. I haven't seen him more engaged in his football, and he's had a great week. He's ready to play. Gone are the days that you've got to report the truth. So, I don't know where that's come from, but totally fake news.
Is it convenient that it's come from a reporter, Billy, that's associated or works closely with the Blues camp, or?
Denny Wilder?
Well, yeah, it just seems like it's...
I'm not sure. That's the first I've heard of it.
Yeah.
Honestly, the first I've heard of it. So, like I said, I haven't seen Selwyn more happy and engaged in his footy, and was actually having a conversation with some of the coaching staff yesterday about how well his week's gone, and he's ready to play. So, honestly don't know where that news has come from.
What's your relationship like with you, Billy?
With Selwyn, couldn't be stronger. I can't be more clear of that. For me to talk about this is totally irrelevant. 24 hours before a game, like Selwyn and I are fine. That's total fake news. Honestly, the accountability to report the truth is obviously not there. To throw that sort of stuff out, that's the first I've heard of it.
You left him out in game 2, Billy, but you're comfortable with your decision to do that and what he's shown since to come back into the side?
Absolutely.
The reasons for that? I mean,
Absolutely, yep.
What have you liked about what he did after he was rested for game 2?
I've liked plenty about what Selwyn brings to a footy team. Yeah. What do you like about Selwyn?
Oh, I think he's fantastic.
Me too.
Powerful.
Me too. Yeah, he's a good player.
So that break worked, do you reckon, dropping him, give him a bit of a refresher?
Yeah, it just wasn't quite right to play game 2. Yeah, and he will be first to admit that. He just wasn't quite right, and he's good to go now. He's had a good week at training. He's physically ready. He's had a great preparation, and he's ready to play.
What's Dane Gagai brought to the camp?
He's been great. Even in game 2, when he was 18th man, I thought the energy that he brought. He's got great experience. And we all know what he brings at this level. He's a passionate Queenslander, and looking forward to Dane Gagai wearing a maroon jersey again tomorrow night.
Billy, you were in this exact predicament in 2022, and you were rookie coach that year. Ended pretty well for you that night. What have you learned, and how do you feel you've grown since that year? Now looking to win a 3rd Shield yourself as the coach with this team and this group of players.
Yeah. You're not measured off one performance. That's first and foremost. And we've earned the opportunity to have a second crack at it. The boys played great in the first game, and we weren't up to scratch in the second game. So we've earned the opportunity to play in a decider, and there's no more second chances for both teams. So both teams will be looking to play their best footy, and that's what we're doing.
That was an explosive start to 2022 decider, Billy. Gus Gould says that he's expecting a tinderbox. I think he said last night, kill or be killed, that sort of thing. You're expecting a
well, hopefully we don't
fireworks?
have any deaths, mate. That'd be a tragedy,
I'm just
wouldn't it?
wondering what he said. Are you expecting fireworks, Billy?
Look, it's a state of origin. Look, the footy's important. Look, at the end of the day, the best footy team, won the game in game 1. The best footy team won the game in game 2. The best footy team will win the game in game 3. The rest is irrelevant. What we say here is irrelevant. The performance tomorrow night is what the story is.
Bill, can I ask about the refereeing? Did you have a chance to talk to the NRL after game 2? Because there was certainly some different interpretations from the first half to the second half, and I know that's not your usual style, but with such an important game, have you managed to reach out just to get some clarification around it?
Yeah, Dobbo, we had 34 points scored against us in the first half of game 2. We've got more things to worry about than the referee, so we worry about our job, what we can control, and the referee will do his job.
The last time you guys were at Suncorp, Daly had a blinder headlined by the Crichton tackle. If he can guide this team to a win after what happened in Melbourne, and then also having done that in 2022, what does that do for his legacy in this arena and where he stands among?
Yeah, look, I'm not going to sit here and talk about legacies. We're talking a lot about the past here. Our focus is what's going to happen tomorrow night. That's where we've put all our energy. All our focus has been on, being at our best for 80 minutes tomorrow night, individually and collectively as a team. What's happened last year, what's happened, 6 years ago, it's totally irrelevant. We're keeping our head where our feet are, and our feet are right here 24 hours away from a decider at Suncorp Stadium, and that's where all our energy is, and that's where my mind is.
Billy, how important is it that you make a statement early physically tomorrow night? The talk after game 2 about whether New South Wales can lead Queensland, does there need to be a response physically from Queensland in the first 20 minutes?
Well, we need to get our footy on early. We missed that in game 2, and we saw in game 1 how hard it is to play fatigued. We saw in game 2 for us. When you're tired and you don't have the football, we had 30% of the football in the first half. Our discipline wasn't up to scratch. The penalty count was 6-0 after 30 minutes. You give the opposition that at this level, and you're going to be fatigued, and it's a tough enough game to play without fatigue. So we need to get our footy on early. So you talk about the start. Footy's really important at the start. You can't be ill-disciplined and make statements and give away penalties. It's about playing footy. It's a game of footy at the end of the day.
I was going to say, is it tough to sort of draw that, find the balance? Because obviously, let's say you don't want to be giving away penalties early or losing guys or anything like that, but by the same token, I guess you probably still want to impose yourself on the game early.
Well, it's a game of footy. I don't see it tough. It's just the start of the game.
You said at the beginning of this camp that you were going to learn lessons from game 2. How do
Yeah, like the team, I made mistakes in game 2 as well. Throughout the preparation, and I've learnt from that. I'm not going to sit here and talk about exactly, what lessons we've learnt, but I'd look at myself before I look at anyone else.
Billy, on that, the review that watching game 2, how was that? Was that one of the rawest moments you've had as a coach to get the players to look through that again? How did that go down?
Yeah, I think it was my job to look through it intently and, with a lot of detail, and then pick out what I think was important for the players to watch as a group. So we didn't watch the whole game. It was just certain pieces that I thought were important.
It seems to have resonated with your players what you did there, Billy. Ben Hart was saying earlier on that there's some tough conversations, but that's the way he liked it. Do you feel like you got that response from them?
Yeah, look, we've got a great group of guys here. They're good people. They're great football players, and anything that we've asked of our players, they've been 100% into. So that's never been a question, no.
Billy, apologies that you've been a player, you've been a coach
Yeah.
at this venue, but can you just describe, none of us would know what it feels like to run out there, but can you sum up what it does for you when you're out there? Because I'm sure it goes very quickly, that 8 minutes.
Look, it's a great experience, and as a player, you earn the opportunity to get out there. There'll be 34 players out there that have earned an opportunity to play in an environment that will be tomorrow night, and it's incredible. It's something that you don't get given. You don't win a ticket to go out there and experience that, and they get the opportunity to do it, and that's a luxury for them. And fortunately for me, I've been in that position as a player. I'm in that position as a coach now, and the one thing it does, it takes you out of your comfort zone. If you're in your comfort zone, well, you're probably not trying hard enough. So there'll be 34 players outside of their comfort zone tomorrow night, and they'll be out there doing their state proud.
Billy, I know you don't like the word confident, but what makes you comfortable, or whatever adjective
Yep.
you use, that your team is ready for that occasion that you just described?
Yeah, probably our preparation. Preparation gives you confidence to go in and perform your role in any field. Our preparation's been pretty good. We trust our players. Queensland have got a committed team there, so they'll go out and do their people and their state proud, and they'll do themselves proud. So looking forward to that.
Might go back to game 2 from the New South Wales coach, and I think I don't know if you saw it or not, the Blues dining out on Caxton Street at Gunbarrows and wanting the team bus to roll down Caxton Street. What do you make of those, if anything, and you think perhaps some mind games being played again from the Blues?
No, that's their preparation. That's fine. Like, everyone's got their own way of doing things, and that's the first I've heard of that. But we just keep ourselves where it's comfortable for us and what we can control. We know that they're going to be at their best tomorrow night. They were in game 2, and we expect no different.
Bill, taking it back to game 2, you've said a lot about the momentum that the Blues had. What can a coach do? What levers can you pull if you're faced by that marauding Blues pack?
Yeah, we just need to change a few things with our preparation, I felt, and we've done that. So hopefully we won't put ourselves under that sort of pressure that we did in game 2, and we can get our footy on, because we didn't get a chance, or we didn't give ourselves a chance to get our footy on in game 2.
Billy, just going back to KP, Gus also said that whether you're going to have the bottle, if Reece Walsh starts slowly, are you tempted to maybe move KP to fullback? Is that even an option? Can you see merit in doing that?
Yeah, he's trained in multiple positions on the field in training, and what a luxury to have Kalyn Ponga sitting on the bench, where you can put him on anywhere you want. But he'll find himself on the field at some stage, and he'll be playing his role for the team, but he'll be playing his role as Kalyn Ponga, and we want to see the best Kalyn Ponga out there as possible.
This year, NRL on 9 is your one-stop shop for all footy.
That's right, Freddie. Not about the highlights, action, 7 days a week.
Billy and Gus podcast, get that on your drive on the way home. Immortal Behaviour, grab a seat on the couch for that, and of course my favourite, Freddie in the 8.
The best footy brains, the biggest games.
Don't trust the algorithm, subscribe to NRL on 9 and get all your entertainment there.